players out and warming up. There is Ryan Harrison, 20 years old, ranked at 62 in the world. Yet to win any kind of title, I think, Greg. So he's got a lot on his plate here today.
Well, he does. Last year, he had a pretty good season, getting to the semifinals of Newport, San Jose, and Eastbourne. You know, one was an indoor title and tournament, and the other two were on grass courts. And he's actually in a 7-match losing streak against seeded oppositions at Grand Slams. He won his first match, which was actually against Ivan Lubicic, but since then really hasn't progressed. And unfortunately for him, you know, with a head-to-head down 2-0, last time they met was at Wimbledon, where he lost 6-4, 6-4, 6-4. He hasn't pushed Djokovic yet very close in the set, so it's going to be a big ask today.
And how will Djokovic view this? He will regard him as a fairly straightforward opponent. How does Djokovic use this match to his advantage?
I think Djokovic just goes about in such a professional manner in all of his matches, but he plays within himself so much of the time.
15 love.
I mean, the Americans are so anxious to get some good players. They've got a few of the females coming through who are doing all right, Sloane Stephens in particular, but I think they've put a lot of pressure or expectation on Harrison, and he comes in for a fair amount of criticism as well.
Oh, well-played point from Harrison there. This is the sort of tennis he's going to have to play consistently to have a chance today. But, you know, Djokovic just feeling his way in there.
15 all.
But this early part of this match, I think, is going to be very key for Harrison.
The difference to Djokovic, it seems to me, is that, you know, he's so much more confident that he can pull out all the stops when he needs to. So he doesn't waste a lot of emotional energy or even physical energy in a lot of his matches. He does what he has to do, and that he doesn't give away points, and he doesn't have to totally fret out there and wear himself out with nervous tension. I mean, he's changed quite a bit over the years, from that first year when he won this tournament, and he was, you know, took it, well, of course, but he's really come a long way.
Yeah, one or two other players perhaps could learn from that. It's obviously, you know, it's done him proud.
Well, I mean, he's done so much off the court to improve his game. He really, you know, that he really wants to be a champion forever. I mean, I always think he wants to be, you know, like, I mean, he played King of Serbia in a movie. I think he really would like to be King of Serbia. And that requires stepping up to the plate and doing it.
Well, just 2 minutes to get the first point on the board, the first game on the board for Djokovic. It's looking very comfortable.
Well, it is. And the other thing is, for Ryan Harrison, the problem is in almost every single category, Djokovic does everything that little bit better. He moves better than Harrison. His ground shots are better. So for Harrison, he has to do something a little bit different by coming forward, putting some pressure on Djokovic, you know, really going for broke. But Djokovic looks very, very comfortable and confident tonight.
Let's see how good the Harrison service. We saw a slow motion of him warming up, and he certainly arches his back, doesn't he? Puts everything into it.
Yeah. Look at that. I mean, that forehand of Djokovic improved so much. Well, it was the year before last when he tidied it up and took it on the rise every single time. I mean, it's always been a phenomenal shot, but he made it even better.
Let's first service. Let's first service.
Oh, once again, I mean, good tennis from Harrison,
Love 30.
except for a certain gentleman on the other side of the net. I mean, that is a good shot. I love looking at the pictures of Djokovic and his flexibility. He does some amazingly flexible exercises.
But the other thing is, you look at
40.
Harrison and everything looks rushed. He doesn't look like he has the same time on the ball like Djokovic, and everything seems a little bit sort of not in control, as you'd say, and technically as sound.
Yeah, and certainly surprised when his good shots come back with interest.
Game Djokovic.
You know that if you're
Djokovic leads 2 games to love.
playing probably the best returner in the business, you've got to hit big serves, and immediately that goes into your head that you've got to be rather better than you want to have to be all the time.
Indeed. Could be a quick one, this. Virginia, Greg, thanks very much. Let's go over and join Mats Wilander, who's with Chris Bradman.
Welcome back to the Rod Laver Arena. Djokovic has made a flying start against Ryan Harrison, the American, who double faulted to concede serve just a few seconds ago. I'm joined by a 3-time former champion of this great event, Mats Wilander, for this match. And Mats, you know all so well about what it is like to try to win 3 Australian Opens in a row. Just 1 match short for you. Djokovic is trying to emulate and go maybe 1 match further and become the first man in the Open era to win 3 in a row. It's not easy, clearly.
No, it was not easy. It was in 1985, and the referee came and told me and Stefan Edberg, who I played in the final, said there is no chance you guys are playing today. It's Sunday, but we're going to postpone it to Monday, but hang around for half an hour. So we hung around, and the skies opened up. Wow. And suddenly came in, you know, we're going to try it. So I went out and hit with Stefan. And then, so the winning edge was sort of gone from me. And he beat me in 3 straight sets. A much better grass court player than me, of course, Stefan Edberg. But he was a very strange warm-up.
Ryan Harrison, got a great serve, isn't he? But slow start, maybe because of who he's playing, the court, etc.
It looks like Novak is trying to intimidate quite a bit from the baseline already.
Game.
Just won the 1 point so far, Harrison.
Game
Is he
Djokovic.
going to challenge? No, he's not. It is
Djokovic
3
leads
love
3
for
games to
Djokovic in just 7 minutes. He's the boss already. Now, sorry about the technical problems we had earlier, but here is, with Jonathan, what happened to Kevin Anderson, the South African, today.
4th round rival for this man, Novak Djokovic.
Seats quickly, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Time.
Thanks, Jonathan. Heady times in men's tennis match with the top 4. I mean, it's such a shame Nadal's not here, but it's still fantastic, the men's game right now. Djokovic still top of the pile. But with Murray winning his first major, it's made it a lot more interesting.
Yeah, we just really, really hope we get to see Rafa back there so that we can really talk about the top 4. Because there's still only 3 up there, unfortunately. And Rafa did not play the US Open with Andy Murray, of course, won his first major. So we were still only talking about the top 3. But hopefully at the French Open.
It's a wonderful serve. I mean, particularly there's so much talk of Harrison's second serve, how potent it is. It's a wonderful arch back, isn't it?
Yeah, very smooth.
It's almost like Stefan Edberg's in part. He's the silhouette on all the posters out here, Edberg.
30-15.
Don't know why, but there's a lot of cheers when Harrison wins a point from the sort of female fraternity here on the Rod Laver Arena.
A teenage female fraternity, I would think. Yeah, this is a great challenge for Ryan Harrison. Maybe not to try and
30.
beat Novak Djokovic here, but maybe win a set, but also figure out how far away he really is on sort of a slowish hard court against the maybe greatest hard court player of all time, or soon will become, I would think. And also figure out how am I supposed to play here? Take chances and try and win, or figure out how far away I am by playing my game. I think keeping in mind that this is not Roger Federer, who's likely, when he plays, to throw you a bone here and there, make a few mistakes. He doesn't care. Novak is willing to spend as little time as possible on the court, trying to... No match play so far this year, apart from the first round.
On the scoreboard. He's got a lot of support. Listen to the whistles. Borgmania might come back if this guy gets very good.
I know Ryan Harrison spent a bit of time with Andy Roddick, and he does have a little bit of Andy Roddick's attitude in him, which is a bit brash, but that's what it needs, and it's nice to see somebody who feels like he belongs on the big stage.
Harrison is starting to the call on the right far sideline. The ball was called in.
Immediate challenge. Span lost to Andy Murray last year, first round, incidentally. So he's used to big names on big courts here in Melbourne. He's got that wrong.
15-love. Harrison has 2 challenges remaining.
Well, I can't stop myself, but thanks for bringing it up to 2 finals in a row, Chris, and winning 2 in a row and then losing to Edberg. There's another stat here on today's program, or the head notes, or the men's notes, is that I won in 1988. I'll finish this after this.
Surprising.
And it says today Novak Djokovic trying to avoid being the defending champion and losing in the second round at Melbourne Park. And it hasn't happened since Mats Wilander fell to Ramesh Krishnan. And I fell to Ramesh Krishnan in the Philadelphia Pro Indoors as well. And you have a good record against Ramesh, I believe. Is that so?
My very rare one good record.
1-0? Bradnam?
It was actually 3.
Well, I think I'm 1-2, possibly 2-2. Puts you 1 up against me. Really improved that forehand side, Novak.
Djokovic.